My name's Reuben Hollebon, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I'm always curious to find out how artists really got involved into music. What was it about music that made them realize that was their calling to pursue in life? So, what was it about music that called you?
I just woke up and started doing it. There wasn't some like film, or there wasn't anything in particular, and I was like, right, I'm gonna play the guitar.
Right.
And then I had nothing to do. It was, I had a couple of different jobs, and I'd quit a different study, and a month into playing the guitar, I joined a music college. But I was the guy that could plug in wires. I knew how to do that,
Right.
and I knew how to do microphones. I knew how to, quickly. So I started doing that, and a few years later, I ended up with a whole collection of songs as well. I was like, right, now's my time to try and get on the stage and make this happen.
Now you play multiple instruments as well, right?
Yeah.
Piano and guitar and
Yeah, to different levels.
To different levels.
Acoustic's my main thing, because it's so easy to engage with an acoustic guitar and get all of your accompaniment, your percussion, your harmony, everything that you need in order to make a song happen.
Right.
Piano I do love as well. Electric I'm working on. Drums I'm practicing every week. I'm not the best drummer yet, but I'll get there in the end. I like to get in the box and do some sound design, and I like playing with any synths that I can get a hold of, or any instrument. Like I've got double bass on the record, but I hadn't played double bass to that day, so it's not double bass of a strong caliber, but it was meant to be a quite a dissonant and aggressive use of the instrument, and
Right.
It sounds like it.
Very cool. I mean, and now you're talking about the debut album, so let's talk about jumping into the album and the recording process. What was it like for you, especially because you come from a background where you've done sound engineering for other artists? So now that it's your project, how different is that?
Yeah, you've got a lot more responsibility. It's kind of like, you're used to having people relying on you, but
Right.
but they are, their quality, their talent, and so you're just fulfilling their stuff. When you're trying to fulfill something for yourself at the same time as trying to perform as well, it can get quite distracting to understand which part of the game you're in. But I've had some good hands on this as well. Lee Russell, Leo Abrahams, Craigie Dodds, Charlie Hugel, Cohen Dingmans have all like added a little bit of production help, and I've tied it together at the end. So it sort of started, I'll write a song, I'll take it to them, they'll go, this is crazy, let's try and maintain it a little bit, let's try and tie it down a bit so that we understand where it's going, and they'll do that, and then I'll take it away and change it, and they'll be like, right, okay. And in the end we get this spurious, but I think sort of tied together collection of songs.
Now, are you difficult when working with other producers, as far as, like right now you mentioned they're giving you ideas and you're like, all right, I'll try it.
No, I try any idea. It's just often I've already tried that idea, or I've already gone through the process of, oh, what if we did that?
Yeah.
What if we did that? And so then they mention it. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of that one. But I must always ask for help from people,
Right.
because there's a reason why these people do these jobs. They know what they're doing.
Right. And the people you mentioned that helped you out on the record, how did they get involved? How did they come into this production? Is it people you knew before, you've worked with before?
Some. Craig and Charlie worked in a studio in South London, Brixton, and both got brilliant careers and really good at what they're doing, and they loved the track that I was sort of umming and ahhing about, and they said, right, let's go in the studio for 2 days.
Right.
We just did it. It was the track called Faces, and we just went at it as three producers. We were like, right, let's put some drums on here, let's do this, let's electric guitar, let's turn your vocal into a synthesizer, let's just have fun.
Yeah.
Whereas Lee, I'd not met before, and I got introduced to by my management, and he was like, come play some songs in my beautiful studio in the middle of England. And I said, well, I will, but you have to put a microphone up before I start. We have to capture that initial thing. So I played one track once and it didn't work, and I was like, just give me one more go, because I'd only finished that song like the night before.
Right.
And I did it, and then I added a harmonium and a moog and some space echo, and that is Fields for Fields, and that's the whole track. We did it within 50 minutes of meeting each other.
Wow.
And that made the cut. And I don't often think that music should be done that quickly,
Right.
because I think but if you know that you've captured what you were after, then don't worry.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, with time and as far as finishing a song, how do you know the song, one, is finished, and two, once it's finished, how do you know it's ready to get recorded?
I don't think you do. I don't think you ever do. I don't think there's many artists that will go, yeah, that was the perfect version. I think you're just comfortable with its existence as it is, and then you've got the opportunity to change it live. You've also got the opportunity to re-record it nowadays. There's no reason why you can't. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do the catastrophe of releasing it and then changing it and re-releasing it and changing it and re-releasing it 1 week after the other.
A remix like 10 times.
Yeah, I mean, a remix has got some value to it because it's a reinterpretation, but I think I'd like to hope I'm getting quicker at understanding when I've reached where I want to on a track.
Right.
And I'm also getting better at going, right, it's not working. So the track Brace, the second track on the album, I recorded 2 versions of it. And I just went, we're just not there yet. So I scrapped everything and started again. It takes a certain level of confidence and knowing to go, do you know what? We have to go back to the beginning. Because we've got the tempo wrong. We've got the intent of the recording is incorrect. And we managed it a few times. I think yeah.
Now, with working with other artists, have any of them really influenced you as like in your music?
Yeah, everyone.
Is it just the style of music that they play, the way that they write? What is it about?
It's the way they smile. It's it's the way they talk to people. It's everything is like the good and the bad. There's never it's never a worthless experience to see someone else playing music or talking about music, because there's always a different side of a picture that they've shown you. Now, obviously, it would be nice to go every day and go, wow, what you do is phenomenal. Wow, what you do is amazing. But you'd probably become quite disheartened and think you could never achieve that if that was the case. But every musician I've had a chance to work with has really inspired me. And I was lucky enough to bring in a few friends as well to play on the record. We've got my cousin Jacob, is playing bass on a few of the tracks, and then there's Tom Baisley, who's playing trombone and some keys, and Jake Wheeler's playing drums on a few tracks, and they form my UK and Europe band. And then we've got Danny Keane on cello. I feel like I'm going to miss some people out here. We've got Josh Taffel is playing drums on a few records as well, and then I think that's about it for that. But like some of the producers also have joined in and played some of the instruments. Yeah.
You have a lot of instruments in this record. So what we've heard so far, how similar is the rest of the record?
I'm guessing you've heard Faces, Haystacks, Common Table. They've got the same. There's a vibe. There's something between a little bit of chaos and a little bit of space going on each of the records. I think they've all come from different places, but I'm lucky enough to have something particular about what I do that I'm told ties it together. So I can go off here and I can use a reggae beat and use it at a different pace, and it still locks into a track that means it connects with the next track, which is purely done on a guitar. And almost all the tracks were tied together in the end. I didn't really finish any of the tracks until I'd finished them all. I'd sort of done Faces and I'd sort of done a few of the others, but I kept working on everything until I was like, right, there's the album, there's the order. So they all locks together as a whole.
Now, and the album is called Terminal Nostalgia, right? And it drops May 20th. I noticed you do have a record label behind it, and it's Bright Antenna?
Bright Antenna Records.
How did you get involved with the record label?
That's probably just part of the game that happens. It's it's a message here and there, but they heard the music and called up and said, right, come to San Francisco, come play us a show. We want to see that what you do on stage is the same as what you do in the record. And I went and did it, and obviously via some magic or otherwise, they said, all right, go on, let's do this. And they've been looking after me ever since. And so now that I've finally come over and we're here and work, that we're gonna push it. We're gonna get on the road, and we're gonna try and show it to as many people as are prepared to listen.
Right. And with that being said, have you been planning any tours for the States and also for back at home?
We're certainly planning. We're just locking down. We've got UK and Europe going on in the fall, We've got a Paris show coming up early June, a London show just at the end of May, I think 31st of May. We've got a few big festivals coming up as well. And hopefully in the summer and maybe towards the end of the year, we're going to be doing extensively touring US and Canada. Yeah. Well, I can't wait. It's being on stage is the gift of, you know, having made a record.
Right.
That's why you're doing it. You want to be on stage. You want to just keep playing, and going to hopefully be doing that for a good 10, 20 years.